Dissolve the apartheid.
So what would you like to see happen, Hassan?
Do you not understand the English language?
What's going on, everybody? I hope everyone's having a fantastic evening, afternoon, pre-noon, no matter where you are in the world. I'm Hassan Piker, and this is the Awesome broadcast coming to you live from gloomy, cloudy, cold California, Los Angeles. Folks, we're live and alive on stolen land. And we're live, and I hope all the boys, girls, and MBs are having a fantastic one, because today's a beautiful day. Today's a wonderful day. Today is, nevertheless, another day. It's December 30th, 2025. It's Tuesday. Can we listen to Turkish Sabrina Carpenter? Sabriye doğramacı mırra. Sure. Why not? This is so amazing. This is unlocking new memories in my brain. Like, this is unlocking old memories in my brain that I forgot existed. Like, this is arabesque music. For those who don't know, it's ironic because it's like, it literally means Arabesque, but it's a Turkish genre of music, right? That is obviously Arab influence, heavily Arab influence. And it works with a lot of different songs because you can just kind of convert everything into a Turkish arabesque song, pretty much. It makes it better. Oh my God, it's literally Turkish. It's actually Turkish too. Düşünme ben her gece.
Tatlı mıyım gel söyle.
Tatlı mıyım gel söyle.
Sade mırra gibiyim. Ater gibi sağa sola. Şimdi tak kasetimi. Uyku tutmaz bilirim.
Okay, this is a banger.
Sade mırra gibiyim. Çaresizliğe gelemem hiç. Umrumda değil. Kafam tatilde.
Evet, I'm sorry. Someone responded to, someone asked me a question in English and I responded automatically in Turkish. Yes, it does make sense. Like, the lyrics do make sense. Yes, it's basically like a direct translation. I think that's one of the first times I've ever had a brain fart where, like, I had to swap too quickly between English and Turkish, and just Turkish came out. Sometimes it happens when I'm around my family, and if like a friend is visiting or something and I'm like talking to them right after talking to my dad or my mom or something, I'll just like immediately start talking to them in Turkish without even realizing I'm doing that. But yeah, this is legit. This is like the actual lyrics, but it just makes sense in Turkish. Turkified.
Böyle olursa yerimde durma. Ekslerine benzemem senin. Esintili bir rüzgar gibi. Bak senin için süslendim. Biliyorum bir enerjiyim ben hep. Bir kahve közledim sabah. Sana yapmayı özledim demek. Düşünde ben her gece.
Also, Sabriye is a Turkish name, I guess. It's not a very common one, but they Turkified her name as well, right? And Carpenter, they turned to doğramacı, which is literally the most insane translation. I feel like there's marangoz is an easier word for it. I don't know why they chose. There's a different word for it. Doğramacı is a word that I have not really heard at all, commonly utilized in Turkish, and I don't know why they didn't use like the much easier word, like the much more common word that people will use for carpenter. What's the literal meaning? Doğramacı, it just means carpenter, but like I think it means carpenter. I've never even, anyway, it's just that's cool. All right, anyway, last night hung out with the fam, watched Fallout episode 1 again, just so my brother could watch it, and then watch the second episode. And honestly, it's just not hitting as hard as the first season was for some reason. I don't want to be a hater on it because, like, I'm super stoked on it still because it still has, like, obviously my goat, Walton Goggins. Like, it just has such a fantastic cast. Like, you can't have, what's his name? Kyle Lachlan or Kyle Kyle MacLachlan, and also I keep messing up their names, but Walton Goggins and Kyle MacLachlan. And also on top of that, it's like built on a really good, really solid lore dense foundation. Kyle's the OG baby girl man. Yeah, Kyle obviously is the baby girlified, is the most baby girl man in America in perpetuity. He's like one of those guys. I don't know. I mean, he's just he is such an incredible actor. Obviously, he's the man, dude. He's the man. You watch Twin Peaks, you watch any Lynch, you watch any David Lynch, and you will instantly fall in love with Kyle MacLachlan just like he did, you know? You get why. He's just great. Old Timmy Chalamet? Fuck no. That is not a comparison at all. Are you kidding me? First of all, no, Timothy Chalamet is like, has the, I would say, opposite career of Kyle MacLachlan, where Kyle is like insta-locked on David Lynch, who makes art movies that are hard to comprehend and will be studied in school. Whereas I guess the only comparison is that they both did Dune. But it's really interesting because like David Lynch's Dune is considered to be insane and somewhat of a flop, as a matter of fact. I personally enjoyed it, but it's his least favorite of all of the movies that he's ever made, and there's a good reason for it. I'm not gonna dive into the Dune stuff, like, but there was a lot of studio, there were a lot of studio issues. Anyway, rest in peace, David Lynch, obviously, one of the greats. But that was the last time he said he would ever allow someone else to have a final say, like the final edit approval. Can we talk movies all stream? No. Lamau, art movies, can you explain to us music listening in case you are not an alien? I don't really listen to a lot of music, but I do watch a lot of movies. Like, I think you guys know this already. I watch a shit ton of movies. So it's not even a thing. I watch a shit ton of movies. I watch cinema, but then I watch film. But then I also watch bubblegum shit too. So I don't have a letterbox. No, I will not be getting a letterbox. I still have yet to see Marty Supreme. I'm very excited. Can we go watch No Other Choice together? March, why don't we watch freaking, what do you call it? I mean, I'm down to watch No Other Choice, but why don't we watch Marty Supreme as well? I want to watch Marty Supreme. I do want to watch No Other Choice as well. By the way, I literally know the girl you reposted on Twitter. My mom used to be one of her teachers. Oh, this girl, Ileana Golden. Yeah, I'm annoyed with that. Cam went to the West Bank, occupied Palestine, right? Cam, who's running for office right now, friend of the show, Cam KASKY, and he kept it on the DL. Like, he went out there, he didn't actually talk about it before he went out there. I was obviously in contact with him. I was talking to him about it. I don't trust Cam. I don't know. You're fucking crazy. It's kind of funny to say that about him because he's like very publicly went through this transformation in real time. He's another one of those guys who's just like, he's all in. There is still always more room for development and growth, but he is you know, he is wonderful. Bad Empanada shitting on Cam for going through Israel, so just be prepared for all the crusty fans. Yes, you're right. The ethical way to approach occupied Palestinian territory is by going through the tunnel system, which doesn't even exist anymore. Who gives a fuck about what Bad Empanada has to say, man? Shut up. Cam is so with it that he is squirrel certified, okay? Like, Jesus Christ. Even the BDS committee recommends against traveling through Israel. He should have crossed from Jordan. This doesn't make me a Bad Empanada fan, though. Yeah, it doesn't matter. You still have to go through Israeli border control. There's a reason why I don't go to the West Bank, for example. You want to know why I don't go to the West Bank? Because I don't think I'll be able to get in. Because there's no way to get into occupied Palestinian territory without Israeli checkpoints. Jordan is basically Israeli border control. No, there's the Jordanian border control, but then there's also the Israeli border control beyond that as well. So you are much more likely to get turned away by Israeli forces coming in from Jordan. And the state of Israel's far-right government has in recent years changed its policy to be far more intense, keeping critics out. The only democracy in the Middle East continues keeping it real. Yeah. The problem I have with him isn't the border control. It's that, yes, but by going through Tel Aviv, he supports the airlines, the airport, hospitality industry. His fear is not the checkpoint. Plus, there's no evidence of them denying entry in the West Bank through Jordan. Okay, dude, I don't care. Yes, dude, he also flew with a fucking, he flew through the American airplanes too. Through an American airport too, okay? Yes, he's not perfect, I know. Well, Cam, why don't you think about that chatter when you decided to visit Palestinians? No, it's just, I'm not gonna get into this argument. It's just so, It's so irrelevant. Hasan, a whale just came in and dumped a shitload of money. I promise you these are 2 minutes apart. Who will attend Zohran Mamdani swearing in ceremony? What the fuck? It just got updated. Who's betting yes, Lamau? Wait, it went from 11% to 47%, or it went down? It went from 11 to 42, or did it go from 42% to 11%? Wait, you told him you're swearing him in? I thought that was a secret. March, shut the fuck up. I hate this shit so much. I actually hate this shit. What the hell? Oh my God, it went up to 47%. Bro, this shit sucks so bad. This shit is so dumb. Please stop. I don't even want to entertain it. I don't even want to look at it. I don't want you guys to fucking make stupid bets as well. Asmon has new vids of you, bud. ... Okay. I mean, he does it every day. What else is new? Yeah, breaking news. ASMONGOLD, just like every other day, has done another video on your boy. And I'm sure it's totally fair and totally balanced. And definitely not lying about my positions and then getting the dumbest people on the planet excited about a position that I do not hold. If you stop mentioning him when chatters bring him up, your streams would get a lot more boring, trust. I don't think so. I think he's going to keep doing what he's been doing nonstop because there's a big point. There's a big chunk of time where I don't actually mention him at all, and he still hasn't stopped at all. He still fucking keeps going. Okay, so if he acts the same regardless, then could we at least be saved from hearing about him? I think you drastically underestimate how many days in a row you mention him. No, of course I mention him all the fucking time. Chatter, at a certain point, you have to recognize that this is like, you know, one of the bigger content creators on the right. There's a reason why I don't mention Ben Shapiro anymore as much, right? I know you want to feel like a fucking adult, and you feel like it's nasty. You feel like it's kind of dirty. You feel like it's kind of silly. It's kind of drama laden to have a conversation about whatever the fuck like a dude who doesn't leave his house has to say. But unfortunately, there's a lot of dudes who don't leave their houses who actually treat him like a fucking god. The reason why I've been mentioning Ben Shapiro quite a bit as of late is because his fall off has become newsworthy in and of itself, right? And that's part of the reason why I've been mentioning Ben Shapiro more frequently. But there's a massive amount of time where I did not mention Ben Shabibo, and that's because he has no relevance, no motion, basically dead. Real question, besides the stance on immigration, how is Asmon on the right? He's for taxing rich people much more on universal health care. He's super anti-trans. Like he is incredibly socially conservative, and I don't really know how aggressive his interest is in terms of like free healthcare and whatnot. But once again, he is extremely leaning into the same deflections that right-wingers use in an effort not to get any of these things across, right? Because the way I cover this shit all the time is like, a lot of this stuff is a red herring. Like, oh yeah, I want to fucking, I want to tax the rich too. I want healthcare as well. Maybe he does. Maybe he truly does. And maybe he doesn't understand that when he's advocating for those things, but then simultaneously spending most of his time talking about like how immigrants are stealing this, immigrants are stealing that, and we need to like, purge the American boundaries off of all of these like unwashed immigrant masses that are parasitic, blah, blah, blah. What he's doing is spending a good deal of time making people laser focus on a group of individuals that actually don't do any of the things that he's saying. Not from like a moralizing perspective about like, oh, immigrants are our neighbors. They're human beings too. And it's immoral to fucking shit on them and lie on their names all the time, especially at a time when the administration is using them as a cudgel and consistently fucking doing harm to them. Even from a pure logical perspective, any amount of time you spend alongside this administration making it seem as though, migrants, undocumented and documented alike, are actually hurting this country is a moment where you are leaning into the propaganda of the administration. And as we have seen before, national socialism is not real socialism. It's just nationalism. That's what the Nazis did. So...